We have breaking news now coming in. This is with regards to night voting and vote rigging allegations as Bangladesh goes to polls. Presiding officer removed in Jhenaidah. That's what we are learning at this point of time. Remember, Bangladesh is polling today. The polling is underway in Bangladesh. The people there are voting today. And as we speak, there are allegations of night voting and attempted vote rigging in Jhenaidah district already. That's coming to the forefront. 23 blank result sheets allegedly signed in advance by the polling agents linked to the BNP-Jamaat candidates were recovered on Wednesday evening. This is what we are learning of at this given point of time. Remember, when we speak of this very elections that is currently taking place in Bangladesh, this is a do-or-die battle that's currently underway for the very future of the country, because it's been 19 months since the ouster of their Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, and post that the country has been under the leadership of the interim head, that is Mohammed Yunus. And during this very period of time, we've seen tensions grip the very country, Bangladesh remaining on the very edge throughout. There are problems that people are dealing with in Bangladesh, some of them being with regards to the very safety and their existence, be it the minority groups, wherein several Hindus, in fact, specifically, have been killed by protesters, by just members of the other community at this point of time, some of them even being burned ablaze, which has raised some serious questions with regards to the safety of the minorities in Bangladesh. More importantly, who does the entire charge of the government go to? That also remains to be a very big question, because politically speaking, there has been a lot that's taking place already. There is the return of Tariq Rehman, who is Khaleda Zia's son, 17 years of exile and a final return to the very country at a time when the country needs a leader to show them the direction. Remember, it all began with that students' revolution back in the July 2024, and post that, Bangladesh has failed to find its way back to stability. We have seen military control take over in certain phases, and today, the scene that we saw, however, earlier, while speaking to our colleague Indrajit Kundu, who's currently on the ground and covering the polls in Dhaka itself, the voter turnout is seemingly high, at least so far in the day. We'll take you through a ground report that's been brought to us by him. Let's quickly take a look at that first.
Bangladesh has begun voting in its historic elections. The parliament elections are underway right now to the 300-seat parliament. We are here at one of the polling stations in capital Dhaka, and we'll show you the kind of scenes that we are witnessing early in the morning. Polling has begun from 7:30 a.m. in the morning in Bangladesh, and since morning we are seeing handsome turnout at polling stations, at least in Dhaka, with a lot of participation of women as well as youngsters. Youngsters, of course, make a significant part of the 12 crore voters who will be exercising their franchise in these significant parliamentary elections in Bangladesh. And security has been tightened across Bangladesh. There is the army, the air force, the navy, the border guards of Bangladesh, who have been deployed in large numbers, lakhs of them, security personnel who are right now deployed to maintain law and order across 42,000 polling stations in Bangladesh. You can see the bodyguards, Bangladesh personnel who have now been deployed. So all eyes on these elections. There are thousands of international observers, hundreds of international journalists who are witnessing these elections because they are historic. In a sense, they are happening almost 2 years after regime change in Bangladesh, ever since the July students' revolution that took place 2 years back in August 2024.
For me, for Bangladesh.
For you and for Bangladesh?
Yes, it is a turning point, and we are fighting for that point, inshallah. People demand change, they desire change, we also desire the change.
So viewers, that is what you took a look at, the ground reality at this point of time in Bangladesh. Of course, security has been deployed in great amounts given the kind of tensions that we've seen in the very country. But remember, there's already been conversations about the fact, or rather the mention of the fact that A lot of people have called this very election a sham, including Sheikh Hasina's very son, who in fact spoke to India Today exclusively earlier. He has called this very election a sham because remember, it's a two-way contest at this given point of time. It is one side, we see the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, which is being led by Tariq Rehman himself, Khaleda Zia's son, and that is late Khaleda Zia's son. And the other side is the Jamaat-e-Islami alliance, where we see a number of parties coming together and forming alliance, which also, of course, has the National Citizen Party as well. That's the students' party who had even begun that very revolution or the protest against Sheikh Hasina back in 2024. So there's a lot of politics and stakes at play here, and we're bringing to you all of that on India Today and keeping a track of that story through the day.